Hey guys, welcome to Cape and Cal Cafe. I'm Nemo, and today I will be ranking Batman's comic book costumes from worst to best. If you guys enjoy the video at any point today, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button, but let's just hop right into this. Alright, so I will not be ranking every single Batman costume that has ever existed in the comic books. That list would be way too long. We'd be here for a week. I will just be covering the major outfits that Batman has worn throughout the years, and I will only be including costumes worn by Bruce Wayne. So no Terry McGinnis, no Azrael, no Dick Grayson, just Bruce. Alright, starting off the list in last place at number 13, we have Batman Earth 1. Now, I did like the first two volumes of the Earth 1 series. They kind of lost me in the last stretch of the story, but, you know, this is a very early days Batman. It's an origin story, and the costume reflects that. But the thing is, this really isn't how you go about doing a Batman origin costume. He just looks like a dude in a Halloween costume, right? It lacks the aura that it needs to have, okay? Like, Batman is supposed to be a mythical creature of the night. He's an urban legend. He's scaring the crap out of criminals. You know, his suit can be simple and rudimentary, but it still has to be scary, you know? And I don't know, this suit really just isn't that. I don't like the gray belt. Doesn't have trunks. I don't really like the way the symbol connects to the cape. It's just alright, but this is by no means the worst design in this series, okay? That honor goes to Catwoman, okay? This is the most egregious Catwoman design I have ever seen. It just looks like she took whatever out of her closet and just threw on a bunch of random clothes and called it a day. It's so ugly and hard to look at. Alright, next up on the list at number 12, we have Troika Batman. Now, I understand what they were going for, okay? I can understand the appeal behind an all-black bodysuit on a Batman costume, but why is the cape blue? Okay, you know, they just took two elements of Batman costumes that don't really go together, and they put them together. And I get it, like, it's different, it's supposed to look kind of alternative, but I just don't really like it. You know, I can understand the black bodysuit, but then having the cape be blue just makes it look a little weird. You know, I don't know. Like, this looks like it would be a suit that would fit Dick Grayson a lot more. And I do like the spikes that are drawn on the shoulders and some, you know, artist interpretations of it, but I just don't like it in general. Alright, sitting at number 11, we have a costume that I'm only including because it's recent and relevant and people seem to like it, and that's Absolute Batman. Like, I mean, I get the appeal. The dude's huge. He's got spikes everywhere. It's cool. I personally like a more slimmer Batman, so naturally I'm not going to like this design as much, but, you know, I don't know. I think it's a little much for me. The symbol's just a rectangle. I know that's been made fun of to death. I do like how the cape has a different function than normal, and it's, you know, they're more like whips, and, you know, he's got the huge trunks and the shoulder pads that have the spikes coming out of them, and, you know, the ears are, you know, less for show and more for, like, stabbing people in the eyes. It's cool. It's just not really my cup of tea, so it's whatever. Alright, I might get some hate for this next one, but at number 10, we have Bronze Age Neil Adams Baby Blue and Gray Batman. I know, this is classic, it's timeless, like, everyone loves this costume. And I, too, am a sucker for blue on a Batman costume, but the thing is, I like a darker shade of blue, okay? I think this is a little too bright, and, you know, the stories that are being told while Bruce is wearing this, I don't think it really matches the vibe, okay? This is the suit that he was wearing when Bane broke his back. And it's just bright blue. I don't know. There's just something about it that doesn't really sit right with me. But I can understand the appeal. I think I like this more if he's wearing this with the Justice League. Not for his own solo stories, but I don't know. Sorry, guys. And next on the list at number 9, we have Silver Age Batman. Now, I like this one a little more because the colors and the design fits the stories better. Okay, like, these are the Batman stories where he's going on all these weird, zany, crazy adventures with Robin, and it doesn't really need to be serious. And I think that this suit has a lot more personality because they keep the black highlights on the mask, like on the face. I think that gives it, you know, just a little more life and makes the design a bit more unique. I mean, this is what he wore when he teamed up with Scooby-Doo. Like, that's awesome. I don't know. It's fun, it's classic, you can't really hate it. Alright, next up on the list at number 8, we have Golden Age First Appearance Batman. Now, when this is drawn in its original art style, it can look a little stupid, a little goofy and weird, but man, when comic book artists get a hold of this thing and they translate it into that modern art style, it looks so menacing and cool. Okay, he's just got so much aura. The long ears, the billowing cape, he's got the purple gloves. It's just near perfect. And I said before in one of my previous videos where I was ranking the animated Batman designs, I didn't like the Caped Crusader suit because they kind of take elements from this design, but they remove everything that makes it special, everything that makes it unique and gives it the sauce. But this one hits different every time, okay? This is good. I like this. All right, next up at number 7, we have Batman Incorporated. Now, this suit is so close to just being a really good modern Batman costume, but there's 2 issues with it, okay? Why is he wearing a codpiece? You know, Batman doesn't need to wear armor on his crotch. Like, Batman is skilled enough to where he doesn't need that. Also, you know, these are comic books. Suspension of disbelief is a thing that exists. And you can just say that the trunks have Kevlar in it, or there's padding or armor inside, whatever. You don't have to actually make armor for his crotch. It looks weird. For example, in the failsafe, I'm Australian now. For example, in the failsafe storyline, Batman is plummeting back to Earth from space, and he states that his trunks are strong enough to resist the heat of re-entry, so he wraps them around his face to protect him from the upper atmosphere as he plummets down to Earth. That's awesome, okay? Like, I know it's one of those moments where, like, oh, Batman's too overpowered. Like, I get it. But it's cool. But that's just, you know, why we don't need to have the armor, okay? His trunks are good enough. They're fine. I think the armor looks stupid. And the second thing that I don't like about this suit is, I don't really like yellow ovals on Batman costumes with the symbol. I know, it's classic. It's always been there. Everybody loves it. But I just prefer the basic black bat symbol on the chest. I don't really like the yellow oval. And, you know, this one's raised, and it's like a piece of armor. I just don't like it. All right, at number 6, we have the new 52 suit. Now, I'm including 2 variants in this slot because they're different enough that I feel like I have to mention it, okay? This one on the left is Batman in the Justice League run of the new 52, and the one on the right is Batman during Greg Capullo's, you know, and Scott Snyder's Batman run with, like, the Court of Owls. They look very different from each other, okay? The Justice League one is very shiny. It looks more like armor. There's a lot more lines on there. I don't know what they were doing in the new 52 with all those lines. I think it's funny, but I like the Greg Capullo one a lot more, okay? It looks like more of a matte finish, like it's, you know, a tactical bodysuit instead of armor. It just looks a lot better, and I like the shape of the cowl more. I do think that both of these suits could use trunks, you know, but other than that, they're pretty good. All right, cracking the top 5, we have Batman Year One. Now, this is how you do an origin story Batman suit, okay? It's simple, it's rudimentary, but it also just doesn't look lame, you know? Like, he looks scary. This is a creature of the night, urban legend, myth Batman. And look at this art right here. This looks like a police sketch. Like, this is what a witness would be describing to a police, you know, sketch artist, and it's terrifying. All right, like, I would be terrified if I saw this standing in an alley while I'm committing a crime. And that's what he's supposed to be in his early days. He's supposed to be horrifying. So this is perfect, all right? Okay, this might be my hottest take of the video because this next costume is universally revered as the greatest Batman design of all time by a lot of people. But at number 4, I have the suit from Batman Hush. Now, I do like the blue and gray for Batman, okay? I really do. But I still like a darker, slightly more saturated blue. I think that this blue is a little too close to gray. It's very muted. It's kind of dull. I don't like it as much. You know, it's almost perfect because it's just a basic Batman costume, but I think they used the wrong blue. Honestly, I think the blue from the Batman Hush movie is a lot better. That movie wasn't very good, but I think he looked great in that shade of blue. I don't know. It might just be me. Sorry, guys. Okay, number 3 goes to Batman Rebirth. Now, I don't know who the mad lad was that designed this, but taking the purple from the first appearance gloves and incorporating that color into the inside of Batman's cape was just genius. It is so new and fresh, and I love it. And this suit does one other thing that I really like, okay? I don't like the yellow oval with the bat, you know, symbols on other suits, but this one uses a yellow trim around the symbol, and I think that's the perfect way to modernize that kind of design element without making it look stupid and silly, okay? Because I understand if you want to have yellow on the chest because it draws attention to the, you know, the chest for people shooting at them, you know, like the armor's the thickest there. Like, I get it. I think the trim is the best way to go about that, other than just a giant yellow circle. It works on the B-Task costume because, you know, that's just a classic Art Deco timeless design, but I don't think it works on a lot of other costumes, but the yellow trim here was a really good idea. And if this suit had trunks, it honestly might be my number one. I like it that much. Alright, sitting at number 2 is a design that I didn't think I would come to like this much, but it has grown on me a lot over the last few weeks. And that would be the brand new Batman design from Matt Fraction's Batman. I really like this suit, okay? The blue, the gray, it's classic, but they make some changes, okay? And the most notable one being the symbol, where it's the same color. It's blue, just like the rest of, the cape and the cowl, the boots, the gloves. I think that's a really cool decision, and it's something that we don't really see a lot, besides, with like the black suits. But man, this thing just pops off the page so well. The blue is so deep and saturated, and it's just, I don't know. This is like the perfect middle ground between Hush and the 70s Batman, because, it's a bright blue, but it's still believable that this Batman can be scary. I don't know. It just fits a lot better in my opinion. I just love it. All right, you guys have probably guessed it by now, but number 1 is just the classic gray and black Batsuit. I mean, it's the default. You can't really beat it. When you picture Batman in your head, this is probably what you're seeing. And I especially love it when Dan Mora draws this Batman. It just looks so good. And, it's the perfect evolution of the year 1 Batsuit. I think that's, what it's supposed to be. And, this was like the default for the early 2000s, Batman comics. And, like Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. It just looks so good. This is Batman. This is what he's supposed to be. Alright guys, that's going to be about it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it all, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below your favorite comic book Batsuit. I love hearing what you guys have to say, so let's talk down below in the comment section. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas for things you'd like me to talk about, you can drop them down there below. I love taking your guys' suggestions, and I have a big list filled with video ideas, and I actually do, get to them eventually. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later.